Hello everybody, day 5 here with Recovery with Janessa. We're going to go ahead and just get back to basics with a nice flow. I've got my yoga mat already ready to go. I do have a yoga block, completely optional. We'll be able to do the postures without it. But if you do have one lying around, feel free to grab it and incorporate it into today's flow. So I'll see you on the mat. Finding a comfortable seated position on your mat, allowing the palms of the hands to rest on top of the knees. We'll start here with some neck rolls, allowing the head to rock from shoulder to shoulder, creating a U shape with the crown of the head. Really feeling the spine, create some energy in the body, and some beginning movement as we start our practice. Coming back to center, let's go ahead and start with some shoulder rolls as we press them to the back of the room. Squeeze them up to the ears and rolling them back, really feeling each sensation here as you inhale and exhale. Wonderful. And let's switch that rotation as we squeeze the shoulder blades back, rotate them up and pressing them forward. Big inhale here, exhale, rolling forward. Let's begin to inhale those arms overhead as we come into a wrist stretch, letting the left hand take hold of the right wrist. Exhale over to the left side. Really feel the stretch coming from the side ribs here, all the way into the right hip. Let's switch sides. Exhale, leaning over to the right. Feeling the lift and elongation. Coming back to center, exhaling those hands down. Inhale, arms back up overhead. And exhale, coming into a side twist to the left. Really allowing the twist to come from the center of the body. Maybe to deepen the stretch, we'll gaze back. Inhale, arms overhead, taking it to the right side. Continuing to breathe here. Gazing back for a deeper stretch. Inhale, arms back overhead to center. Exhale them down to heart. Let's go ahead and take the legs out from underneath us and come into a nice tabletop position. From here, we'll begin some barrel rolls. As we center our body, we'll inhale, press the belly towards the floor, rolling the ribs to the left, up and over to the right, coming back to center. Reverse that barrel roll as the belly comes down, pushing the ribs to the right, up and over towards the left, coming back to neutral. Getting ready to drop the belly with a big inhale. Exhale, rounding the back for cat-cow postures. Take a couple of breaths at your own pace, really feeling each movement to each breath. Pushing through the palms as you round the spine, raising the chest and the tailbone as you inhale. Coming into the last one here, and back to a nice neutral position. Let's elongate the left leg, placing the toes on the ground, really feeling the stretch. Optional here to reach the right arm out. And back to tabletop. Let's take that on the right side. Option to reach the left arm out. Really feel the sensation of the full body stretch. Coming back in. Let's elongate the left toes once more. And we're going to go ahead and get ready to cross it over the right foot, gazing at the left foot and pushing the hips back. Really feeling the stretch on the right leg. We're going to take a nice inhale here. As we go to exhale, push a little bit deeper into the stretch. Wonderful. Let's come back to center. Let's take this on the right side as we elongate the right toes. Get ready to cross it over the left foot and sink the hips back and down. Maybe even allowing the forearms to come towards the ground. Take an inhale here. Exhale just to reach that right foot out a little further. Feeling the stretch on the left side of the leg. And let's come back to neutral. Let's walk the hands just a little ahead of ourselves and get ready to push the hips back, seating them onto the calves. And from here, we'll go ahead and push the hips up, coming into a modified downward facing dog, allowing the knees to be bent, and slowly pedal them out, feeling the stretch within each hamstring. Now you're more than welcome to keep a bend in the knees here as we stay in downward facing dog. Or if you're ready, we'll go ahead and elongate them, pressing the heels towards the mat, releasing the crown of the head and the chest through this posture. Let's take a big inhale here. And we'll slowly begin to exhale into a plank position. Now this first plank position, we're going to come onto our knees. Exhale to lower. Untuck those toes. Inhale to rise. And let's push ourselves back into downward facing dog for that first vinyasa. We'll come through one more time, optional to place the knees down or stay high in that plank. And floating through, meeting back into downward facing dog. Wonderful. Big breath here. Exhale, walk it to the top of the mat. Forward fold over those legs. Let's begin to straighten the legs, rolling up one vertebrae at a time, inhaling all the way to the top. And let's go ahead and do a little self-adjustment here, placing the palms by the sides, facing out, standing strong for mountain pose. Inhale those arms overhead, bracing and supporting the core. Slight little back bend here. And exhale, swan diving forward fold. Wonderful. Inhale, halfway lift, press through the shins here. And let's exhale. Let's come into that plank for that vinyasa. Optional knees here or staying lifted in the plank. As I get ready to exhale, lower down. Untuck those toes. Inhale, rise. And pushing through to downward facing dog. We're going to take a three-legged dog here as we get ready to inhale the left foot up. Opening the hips to the side, bending the left knee, and let's just go ahead and do a couple little ankle rolls here. We're really getting a nice stretch on that long leg that's supporting us on the ground. Straighten the leg back out, placing it back down into downward facing dog. Let's take it on the right side. Opening the hips, stacking it on top of each other, bending the right knee and rolling the ankle. Just continuing to awaken the body and come back to downward facing dog. Let's make our way to the top of the mat. Inhale to halfway lift, press through the shins. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale those arms, sweeping them up, bringing the palms together. Exhale down to heart center. Now let's go ahead and take a nice wide stance on our long mat. Toes pointing out. Bringing those arms out to the side as we take them into cactus arms. Bending at the knees, allowing the knees to track with the toes. Sinking into goddess squat. We're going to take warrior two on the left side, pointing the left toes, lunging into the left knee, and gazing over the front fingertips. Right leg is long. Let's come into reverse warrior as we drop the back arm, extend the left arm overhead. And coming back to warrior two. Straightening the front leg, we're going to come into triangle pose. Push the hip towards the back of the room, reaching forward to the left, and coming down into three optional phases. High on the leg, a little bit lower towards the ankle, or maybe coming all the way onto the ground. Now I'll show an option here for those three levels using a yoga block here. So I've got one off to the side. You're going to place that yoga block right by your knee. On the tall edge here for level 1, you can go ahead and drop that onto its side for that level 2, or placing it flat on the ground for level 3, still feeling elongation throughout the whole body. Let's get ready to brace ourselves as we come back. We're going to go ahead and gaze towards that leg, put a bend in the front leg, and frame that front foot, coming into a nice runner's lunge, dropping the back knee, extending the torso tall, really feel that stretch. And let's go ahead and come back to runner's lunge as we come back into our wide stance. I'm going to go ahead and just get that block ready for the next side. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Let's come all the way back up to that 5-pointed star here. Extend the arms out and coming into goddess squat. Feel the strength in the legs. Let's get ready to take warrior 2 on the right side. Point those right toes, lunge into the right knee, and reverse warrior as we rest that back arm, flipping over the top arm. Just feeling strong here. Let's elongate that front leg, pushing the left hip towards the back of the room, reaching forward, and coming into any expression or level for that triangle pose here. Now, if you've got that yoga block, feel free to go through all 3 levels, or if you found the one that fits this side, go ahead and stay there, feeling the full benefits of triangle pose. Remembering to breathe here. Beautiful. Let's go ahead and get ready to brace ourselves for that runner's lunge. Dropping the back knee, lifting the torso tall, feeling it elongate down that front leg. Coming back, lifting the knee high and wide stance. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Now from here, all I'm going to do is take a nice yogi squat. Feel free to stay in this position a little longer because we have reached the end of our practice. If you are ready, you're more than welcome to come to a nice seated position as we just finish up with neck rolls. This is the last of the practice. You have made it through. I just want you to take a moment to really feel the sensation of rolling the head all the way into a full circle and just seeing how we feel at the end of our practice. You guys did a wonderful job, and I can't wait to see you next time. Namaste.